Now on further moving, calculation of pH of salt, or we can say the hydrolysis of salt or salt hydrolysis. The first case of hydrolysis of salt we're gonna see is hydrolysis of salt of strong acid and strong base. Whenever we are mixing strong acid and strong base equally. Now, whenever we talk about hydrolysis, we have seen that hydrolysis is of salt, and salt are made by equally mixing of acid and base. So it is when we specifically talking about salt hydrolysis, so we have mixed equal amount of HCl and NaOH, let's say example, and it is forming NaCl plus water. Initially the concentration was Cc. Now since both are limiting reagent, it will vanish and it will form C. Now it has formed salt of C concentration. Now NaCl will dissolve into Na plus Cl negative. So the C we know the concentration of NaCl was C. Now it has totally dissociate. The alpha is 1, C into C, and C molar of Na plus will form and C molar of Cl minus will form. Now we have seen hydrolysis will happen. We have cation and anion. So let's hydrolyze first Na positive. So whenever we are reacting Na plus with water, it will form NaOH plus H plus. Now we know that NaOH is a strong base and H2 is a weak base. Could reaction go from weak base to strong base? No. Reaction can never go from weak base to strong base. So this reaction will not take place. Similarly, when we react Cl negative with H2O, it will form HCl plus OH negative. So it is actually a strong weak acid to strong acid. It won't be going from weak acid to strong acid. So for the reaction to be happening, it should always go from strong part to weak part. Reaction always can go from strong acid to weak acid, strong base to weak base. But for weak base cannot go to the strong base. So there will be no hydrolysis. And pH will remain 7. Because our source of H positive equals to source of OH negative. Both are equal. So in the case pH will remain, pH will be 7. So when a strong acid and a strong base salt are hydrolyzed, pH will 7. Now, what are the cation and what are the anion which is not hydrolyzed? So we know a stronger part will not hydrolyze. So anion which will not. So anion which will not hydrolyze will be ClO4 negative, SO4 negative 2, NO3 negative, Cl negative, Br negative and I negative. So these are actually anion of a strong acid. These all will not be hydrolyzed. Now what are the cation will not be hydrolyzed? So if we see like cation which will not be hydrolyzed. So like Na plus, Cs plus, Mg plus 2, Ca plus 2, Ba plus 2. So all the cation which form strong base, we have seen what are the strong base and weak base. So these will not undergo the hydrolysis. So now let's talk about this question. Which of the following salt undergo hydrolysis and also identify the ion undergo hydrolysis and nature of the aqueous solution. So let's talk about one question, and when you learn how to do that question, I'll strongly recommend you to pause the video. I'll show all the salt and pause the video and try to answer by your own. So let's talk about calcium sulfate, and we have seen calcium sulfate. Now let's talk about sodium acetate. So sodium acetate, actually it will form CH3COO negative and Na positive. So we know Na positive comes from strong base, so it won't be undergo hydrolysis. The cation which don't undergo the hydrolysis, and CH3COO negative acetate ion, this come from weak acid, so it is actually anionic hydrolysis. And it will be basic solution. We have seen in anionic hydrolysis there will be a basic solution. So I am showing you all the cases approx. So you have to just write all the questions, and it is actually KI. Just write all the questions and answer by your own. Now let's see. Calcium sulfate will give Ca plus 2 plus SO4 negative 2. Both won't undergo hydrolysis. Now, why they don't go under hydrolysis? Just we have discussed initially in this particular video. So both comes from a strong acid or a strong base. So they won't undergo hydrolysis. So there will be no hydrolysis and the solution will remain neutral. NH4Cl will form NH4 plus and Cl negative. It won't go under hydrolysis. So it is actually cationic hydrolysis and the solution will be acidic. NaClO4, Na plus ClO4 negative. No hydrolysis and it will be neutral. Sodium formate Na plus NHCOO negative. So it won't be hydrolyzed, but it will be. So it is acidic hydrolysis and the solution anionic hydrolysis and solution will be basic. This salt. So this salt is actually from CH3. It will be NH3Cl, NH2 plus HCl, and CH3NH plus Cl negative. So it is from a weak base. It has come from weak base and it has come from strong. It won't undergo hydrolysis. It will go under hydrolysis. So it is actually cationic hydrolysis and solution will be acidic. This particular salt came from this compound plus Br negative. No, now you won't be what this compound is. Just wait and you will learn this in organic chemistry more. So you will be learn more there. So in that particular case, it will be cationic hydrolysis. It is for a strong part and it will be acidic in nature. So it will go from Sr plus 2 NO3 negative. This won't go and this won't go. So it is no hydrolysis. The solution will be neutral. And it is actually CH3COO negative plus NH4 positive. It won't go. Oh, sorry. Both will go under hydrolysis. So it is actually cationic plus anionic hydrolysis, but still the solution will be neutral. It will form a K plus and I negative. So both will not go under hydrolysis. So there is no hydrolysis and solution will be neutral in nature.